I like it. I said I like it.
Oh, okay.
We got to get you some
We
headphones.
definitely got to get me some
We're going to get you some episode 2. We're going to have some headphones.
headphones on me. I don't want to be the headphone guy. I feel like I see a lot of podcasts with people with headphones on. I'm not a huge fan.
Well,
does Rogan have headphones?
Sometimes he does.
Okay.
I think it depends on how he's feeling.
Right. Yeah. No, I don't like the headphones.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it just makes your head look bulkier than it should be.
You're right. What does Joe Rogan know?
Yeah, I mean, he's all head, right? It's just he's got a very large head and a very little body.
A lot of ribs, though. He's got a very rib cagey, muscular.
Yeah, I thought he took a couple of them out to blow himself, or am I thinking of someone else?
I thought that was Shakira.
Was that Shakira?
No, she took her ribs out so her hips could move or something like that.
Really?
I might have made that up. There's no. We don't do any research on this on the show.
Fake news. That's what we should call this podcast.
Fake news with Raj Belani.
It's not as punny as Raj Against the Machine.
But what is the machine?
I have no idea. I didn't even get the pun. I told you, right? I told my girlfriend about it. She's like, "Whoa, that's a good pun." I was like, "I don't. Where's the pun? I don't get it." But but speaking of which. Today is what is today? Today is
your
January...
anniversary.
Huh?
Your anniversary?
No. Yeah, I don't even remember where that.
You're hanging out with me.
That's probably why she's been blowing up my phone this whole time. No, I don't. No, my anniversary is not even till August, and it's not even a real anniversary because we're still boyfriend and girlfriend. Do boyfriend and girlfriend celebrate the day they met, or?
No, you could. No.
Yeah,
no.
That's. I'll do it for her, but it's not real.
She's not gonna see this.
Yeah. This is the last podcast I do before I get broken up.
First and last. Just one episode on YouTube, and that's it. We just never return.
This was the downfall of him. Just one podcast. But yeah, today's January 7th. It is the day after the transition of power, right? Or
it's a big day.
It's a big day. Yeah, not as eventful as the last one.
No.
But
not at all.
Yeah, it's almost like a Hollywood reboot of the insurrection. Except all the actors are older and they're depressed. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, we've already done this before. It's not as exciting.
Right. It's not as good.
Yeah, it's not as good. It's not as good. The first one was great.
Yeah.
You know, there was people storming the Capitol. There was, glass breaking, people saying shit like kill Pelosi and all that stuff. This one is, it's kind of boring. They set the precedent the first time.
I mean, if you ask my mom, it didn't actually happen.
The insurrection?
No, it was I think it was the FBI. It was an inside job.
Oh, I did speak to Antifa, yeah, I did talk to some people who are saying there was videos of the FBI just letting them in, and
well, that's different. But they're saying the people that went in are not actually Trump supporters.
Whoa!
Yeah, a lot of the break-ins were.
There are people. They're Antifa
from the left.
Yeah.
It's all conspiracy.
That is. I find it hard to believe.
Yeah.
We don't have. I mean, no matter how left you get, you never get that passionate.
Right.
I think if left people did the insurrection, it would just be like, hey, stop that. Don't do that. We're all fucking gay.
Yeah.
But,
well, I mean, the argument would be the Black Lives Matter protests, and I'm just saying, this is what you're going to get in response to a comment like that.
Oh.
They're going to be like, well, look at this on fire, this entire city.
Yeah, that's true. They do get a little rowdy when it comes to
time.
color. When it comes to color, they get a little rowdy. But when it comes to presidents,
that's a better argument. It's like, okay, one was fighting for a legitimate reason.
Yeah.
And the other was for
something you just can't change no matter what you do.
Right.
Yeah. Black people. No. It's a yeah, but that's true. It's I don't know. I don't know what to believe. If it's a conspiracy or whatever. But regardless, something happened. It was big. It was on the news, and this time around, it's kind of boring. I think it's
So boring that I couldn't tell you anything that happened
no
yesterday.
It was just January 6th. It was just another day. But the last January 6th, that was a
big one.
That was a big one.
Maybe not the last one. 4 years ago.
Oh, was it 4 years ago?
Right?
I feel like it just happened last year.
Am I wrong? No.
No,
It was 4
definitely.
years
There,
ago.
there was no reason for it to happen last year.
Right.
Yeah, it was definitely.
Who's the president? What?
Hey, the president doesn't even know who's the president.
Yeah.
But no, it happened 4 years ago. But you know what I think the problem is, why we think it happened more recent than not, is because every single comic still jokes about it.
Right.
Yeah, like, hey, I saw you at the insurrection, January 6th. You look like you were there. You at the Capitol. Like,
here you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. These comedians, bunch of hacks.
God, I
Still
can't
talking
stand
about
comics. They should just kill themselves.
2021
is when the last insurrection happened.
According to my
Or it
notes
was the
here.
last transition of power.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was upset when it happened, obviously, because stuff like that shouldn't happen. But it was wild. Politics don't typically get that wild in this country. Like, where was I? I was in Puerto Rico. Is that part of this country?
Maybe not in the next 4 years.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, it was fun while it lasted, and but I was in Puerto Rico during election times. I guess they were electing some official there. I don't know. But the streets were crazy. People were like throwing shit and like lighting things on fire, and there was passion.
While you were there?
Yeah.
Was it because you were there?
Like they could tell.
Yeah.
I tried to pass it off. I was like, I'm one of you guys, but
No.
no.
As soon as you got off the plane, they were like, what?
What? Yeah, random check. I'm like, random. I look like all of you guys.
Yeah.
That actually did happen when I went to Cuba. When I came back from Cuba, they randomly checked me, and I was like, "How could you tell? Visually, how could you tell that I'm not one of you guys?" You would have to look at my ID for you to be like, oh, "Okay, his name, that J at the end is not an H." Like,
that's rough. You're still getting checked.
In countries where people are predominantly brown, you can't win. The system sucks. But
I've never had that problem.
I could tell. Even when you, what are you? Colombian?
I'm Italian and Irish.
You're not Latino at all.
No. But my family's racist, so if I was, they probably wouldn't tell me.
Wait, but your last name is Grisanti.
It's Italian.
Whoa. I thought you were like Ecuadorian.
No.
Are you sure?
I'm not 100%. But according to my family, I'm only Italian and Irish.
Whoa, Italian and Irish.
But they might be too embarrassed to do the research to find out that they're more than that.
Wow. Because like your whiskers, you got like the Mexa wisp.
I'm trying to grow it out more.
Okay.
Because when if I buzz it, then you see this herpy-like thing on my lip.
The herpy thing. That's never a good look.
Yeah, it's not a herpy. That might,
No.
long story. The dog bit my lip. It's a...
Wow. I was not expecting that.
No.
I heard herpy thing. Long story. I was not expecting dog bit my lip.
Not a long herpy story.
Well, funny story though. Whenever I meet new people, I don't have like a filter. I don't like restrict myself when I talk to people. Just whatever's on my head comes out. I met this lady the other night. I was hanging out with Kate and her friends, and they brought one of her friends who I've never met before. First thing that comes out of my mouth is that I had a herpes scare when I first started dating Kate, and she was like, "Oh,
Because of Kate?
well." So it's a funny story. So I found this bubble on my penis, like it looked like a herpes bubble, and I took it to the doctor, and I was like, "Hey, check this bubble out," and then he was like, "Yeah, you definitely have herpes." And then he looked over at Kate, and he was like, "And she gave it to you."
Oh, no.
She was like, "What the fuck?"
Her specifically. No one else could have given
He's like, "Of all the people out in this world, she's the one that definitely gave it to you." Um, so then I was like, no, I got to get a second opinion because there's no way, like she would have known, right? So I went to another doctor and he was like, "Oh no, I've seen this before. Are you in a new relationship?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "These are friction burns. You guys gotta stop having sex." Yeah, these are friction burns from too much fucking.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time you saw a friction burn?
6 years ago when I was fucking a lot.
Nice.
But but yeah, it's crazy. And I told this random person who I've never met before, and I think she appreciated it.
That
I told her this story. I think it gave her a little bit of insight into me, and
just a rant. She no didn't. What was was the story warranted in any way?
I think she was like, "Hey, I'm gonna get another round of drinks. Do you guys want anything?" And then I was like, "Oh, by the way,
I had herpes 6 years ago."
I thought I had herpes 6 years ago." Yeah, that's pretty much.
Did she come back with drinks, or did you?
She did. She came back with drinks, and then we hung out all night. We had a good time, and even before leaving, she gave me a hug. Usually, I don't go in for the hug with ladies because I never know what the hell's going on. And she gave me a hug, and now she has herpes. So
does Kate know?
She'll find out because she's gonna get it soon. But yes, so that's what else is people talking? Oh, congestion pricing.
Go
Have
ahead.
you felt the sting of that yet?
I haven't left my house in a week, so
Okay.
Not yet, but I'm gonna feel it today.
Oh, are you driving into the city?
I have to drive to the city
Oof.
after this.
Oof.
That's why.
Are you gonna go after peak hours?
Does that change the pricing?
Yeah, I think it drops down to like $2 or $3 after peak.
Oh.
After 5 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 9 to 5.
Well, this is only supposed to be 30 minutes, but I can keep you talking for the next hour, so I don't have to until after 5.
No, you're paying that 9, buddy.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, it's crazy because the other day a buddy of mine wanted to meet up to write, for this thing I do called stand up, and he was like, "Are you driving into the city?" I was like, "Fuck no." He's like, "Yeah, but you always drive into the city." I was like, "Yeah, this changes things. I'm never driving into the city again."
Are you genuinely not you're I mean, it's working then.
It's what?
It's what you're doing is working. Like what they're doing is working. If you're not driving into the city,
Yeah, I guess
you're
it is.
supposed to be Raj against the machine, dude.
The machine won. The machine fucking won this
It's
time.
episode 1, dude.
This is a big machine. I can't go against this machine. I looked for all the workarounds. I was like, oh, maybe if I go up the FDR and get off, at 71st or whatever. But like,
well, I think that is it's like above 60th or something like that. It's above a certain street. Did I make that up? I made that up.
No, you're right. Above 60th, you don't have to pay.
Mm-hmm.
But the Queensboro is at 59th.
Right.
So that's where that's fucking annoying.
They get you.
That used to be our free bridge. But I looked for a workaround. I guess I could take the RFK to the FDR, but then you're paying the RFK.
Right.
Like there's no way to avoid the toll.
Anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking dumb. It's
for the viewers outside of New York.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's dumb. It's stupid. There's really no way in and out of the city now anymore without paying either $9 or $2.50. And
but I guess the question is, what is the pro of it, if any, other than less cars, if that does work?
The MTA claims that it's going to help rebuild or build infrastructure and keep things safe down there. But, I mean, people are getting burned alive.
I was going to say, it just means more people are going to be set on fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Just people running down the streets.
Yeah. And there's going to be less breeze coming off of cars to put them out, It's a lose-lose situation. But people are getting stabbed left, right, and center. People are getting thrown into the tracks. There's never any cops down there. So I guess let's reassess in a year.
I'm gonna correct you on. There's cops down there. They're all just playing Candy Crush.
Oh, well, yeah, exactly.
They're there.
There, yeah. And also fine. Yeah, I've also seen cops on the platform, but they're never on the actual subway where the shit happens.
No.
So I guess let's wait 6 months. Let's see if this congestion pricing fixes things down there. Like if we feel safer down there, I'm all for it. But if we still don't feel safer down there, then I'm gonna wave my fist in the air and be angry about it.
The subway is no more dangerous than it was, 10 years ago. It's just, I think it's more. I think you're living a car life now, so you're not feeling, you're not used to the normal trips in the subway. You just see all the subway stories, people put in chokeholds, set on fire, stabbings, punchings.
Right.
It's kind of like people that don't live in the city who are not as liberal, so they don't have that same experience.
They don't have that same experience. Well, it's either that. It could be that because I did just move here recently full time from the suburbs.
Okay.
But it could also be TikTok or social media
Has ruined you.
has scared everybody.
Right.
Yeah, because like the only thing that pops up on my feed is like somebody got stabbed, somebody got killed, or somebody got pushed in the thing, or somebody's ass got kneed out on the tracks. Right. Like that's my algorithm.
It is like a weird battle between two medias. Like one media is telling you how bad the subway is, and then the other is like, we want you to take the subway more.
Yeah.
So what exactly?
What are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing that you are supposed to do, you can't do without paying a premium now. You can't drive. And even if you take an Uber or Lyft, you're still paying a surcharge now because the prices are going up because of the congestion.
Right. I heard, I don't know how true it is because we don't do any research here, that Uber was a lobbyist for the hike, which I don't really understand, because wouldn't it mean that less people would take Ubers by having to pay the extra charge?
Well, so the way Uber and Lyft run, they run on desperation.
Okay.
Right. I mean, honestly, when is the last time you used an Uber or Lyft? Because when you were super desperate.
Right.
Like you're stumbling out of a bar and you don't even know which direction to go to the subway.
Right.
So you call it Uber or Lyft. Your battery's about to die, so you'll just pay the surcharge no matter what.
But how would it benefit them for the price to go up?
Well, for the price to go up, they can tack that on to you and increase their prices.
Well, their prices are going to increase based on the toll.
Correct.
But that's going to be it. It's not like they're going to make more money because of the toll. It's just going to cover the driver's toll cost is what I'm saying.
Well, no. Well, because when you pay for Uber or Lyft, you're paying like an extra $1.50 or $2, which is significantly less than congestion prices. So if people need to drive into the city, now they would prefer Uber or Lyft over driving their own car. So
I see.
So now Uber and Lyft are going to get a ton more passengers taking their services to go in and out of the city.
So Ubers don't have to pay those tolls?
They don't have to pay the tolls as high. Yeah, that's probably why they were lobbying for it.
Okay.
The yellow taxis and Ubers and Lyfts, their surcharge is only like $1.50. That's going to get tacked onto you, which is significant. It's $7.50 less than $9 if you were to drive your own car, and you save gas. So like
now you're just going to Uber everywhere.
Yeah,
it's almost like genius.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Is it better? Like now I'm like, how much am I paying for my car already? I mean, I'm also a different scenario. But
yeah, we're in the field of production, right? So like our car is a necessity, and essentially like if we're working on a gig, that $9 is just gonna we're just gonna offload that onto our client. Like it doesn't come out of our pocket.
That's true. I mean,
so it doesn't really affect us that much. But if you want to go to the city for like a stroll, or if you want to go meet up with friends, or go to a show or something, now you gotta be like
hop on that subway.
Yeah.
Or how many stops away is it from my house? I mean, I'm in Queens, so it's like everything is kind of unless you're in Midtown, which nobody ever is. It's like
there's nothing going on out there. Yeah.
To go downtown, it takes forever. Anyway, sorry.
But it's funny that you mentioned that, because like we live 5 minutes away from each other. It's ever since I moved to Queens, like my whole idea to moving to Queens was to be closer to Manhattan,
Yeah.
to get stuff done in the city, like go to comedy spots and all this stuff. But the second I came to Queens, it's like a little world,
Yeah.
right? Like I have zero reason to leave.
Because you're right. Nobody really wants to leave because it takes so long to get to anything normal.
Yeah.
So they have created a little world here,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is
But,
nice.
it's like a really shitty world.
Yeah, it's a terrible world. Comedy scene, not great.
Comedy scene
No offense.
sucks.
You are the comedy scene, but it's not great here. It's not good.
I mean, the food's great, but the restaurants are trash. You
Yeah.
know, like
Well, I feel like you'd get some pushback. I haven't been to a lot of them because I'm poor, but I feel like you get some pushback on the restaurants.
no, I'm saying the restaurants. The food's delicious.
Oh, I thought you were saying restaurants are trash.
No, but the ambiance of the restaurants are like gross.
Oh.
You know, I haven't. What's the classiest restaurant I've been to in Astoria? I'm trying to think.
A lot of hookah.
Yeah, the hookah's fucking whack. Like, well, what one swig of that shit, you it's like 10 cancer packs. You
Yeah.
know, like, and who does hookah anymore? Is that even a thing people do?
It's a thing.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, I still have some friends who take 45 Instagram stories of them puffing on a hookah.
The whole smoke puff picture. I haven't seen one of those in years.
Pictures, no. Video, Instagram stories, because they go away. you know?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, good, because it's not a good look.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a fan of the hookah. But I don't know. I was going to say the fanciest restaurant I've been to in Astoria is probably, I don't know, Aliata on Broadway. Have you been there? Have you seen that?
I don't know what that is.
It's out by you know where the Broadway stop is for the NW?
Okay.
It's right off the stop. If you just go up Broadway like towards like 21st. All right, we're getting too local here. It doesn't matter. The restaurant the food was delicious, but the ambiance fucking was whack.
So we don't want them as like a sponsor.
No, fuck those Greeks.
Oh.
I don't, you know, like that is a thing. Have you heard this? A lot of people in Astoria talk about how like it's very Greek heavy,
Mhm.
and like the older Greek people are fucking crazy and whack and blah blah
Right.
blah. But I haven't. Every older Greek person that I've met is very nice, and
They all seem very nice to me.
yeah, I haven't met a bad Greek.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure, you know what it is? They kind of give off like there's like some racist vibes, but then
But then you talk to them, and
they're not.
they're not at all.
I'm in like an Astoria Facebook group,
Mm-hmm.
and I always expect like some wild stuff to be said in there.
They're pretty timid.
Everyone's pretty normal.
Yeah, good Greeks. Big fan.
Yeah.
I like a good Greek.
Keep
I
'em
love
coming.
a euro.
Do you love euros?
I don't really get the whole fuss about a souvlaki. What is it?
I don't know what that is.
It's just a euro with chicken.
That was a lot. A lot of words.
A euro with chicken?
No, what you said prior to that.
Souvlaki?
No, was that all you said?
Yeah.
You said, I don't know, anyway. I was like, I've never heard of this food item before.
A souvlaki?
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Maybe it just sounded crazier.
Maybe. Yeah, but it's just the souvlaki is just cubes of chicken wrapped up in the same style as a euro
Mm.
with the same sauces. You know, it's got the tzatziki and hot sauce if you ask for it, but like I don't even think the chicken's seasoned that well. Not a huge fan of the
It's just 30 minutes of us shitting on
on Greek food.
Come back for episode 2. We'll see you next week.
We definitely need to figure out a direction for this show to go in.
Nah, I mean, this is it for this episode. But,
Okay.
but, but
It's something.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll just do more research on the topics.
Yeah.
But we're
we
good.
still got a couple more topics. Let's
I mean, if we're going 30 minutes, we only got 4 minutes left.
4 minutes left. Let's
But
go out with a bang.
We could go to 45 if you really want to bang it out.
Let's go to 40.
Okay.
40. Because
Let's
I
do
feel
40.
like I know you're saying not to cut a lot of things, but we're going to cut some shit out.
I mean, I'm an advocate for. I also haven't been switching, so we're gonna have to.
Well, so we're gonna have to cut regardless.
Well, sorry,
That's okay.
I'm sorry. It's hard. I don't.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, because you're part of this thing. So
Well, yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, so
where was I? Okay,
I mean, yeah, it's up to you. Where you can go next?
do like one or two more topics.
Do it.
Let's do a little bit more back and forth here. What's in the news? Oh, TikTok. They're facing a lawsuit for exploiting children.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why it took this long for them to get hit with this lawsuit.
Yeah, from the beginning of time.
Yes, it's the beginning of time. I didn't even know TikTok was a social media app. I thought it was like a fucking dating app for pedophiles. Like,
is that why you signed up?
That's exactly why I was like, damn, I gotta download this. Everybody's missing out on this shit. But it's literally just like fucking 16-year-olds just shaking their tits for people. And like,
I mean, I've never had that on my. We were talking about it before the show, but that's never been on my algorithm. Maybe like one or two of the first videos because that's what they push.
yeah,
Because originally it was for
teens,
that age group.
Yeah,
and then it became like a Vine 2.0. I don't know if you remember Vine, but
I do remember Vine.
But yeah,
yeah, but I mean, it wasn't. It's not like it's not like I'm actively searching for it. But like, sometimes you see like this girl dance and you're like, ooh, and then you take a little bit of a closer look and you're like, she's 16, and then you swipe up. But the algorithm's like, oh no, you like that.
You did look at that video a little longer than a normal person.
Yeah, but I looked at it because as a normal person, you see someone attractive dancing, you're going to look at it. You're not immediately thinking, wow, that's a child.
Oh, no. That is exactly, yeah. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. But now that's all my algorithm thinks I want to see. So I never get on the app anymore.
It might base it on some of your likes and hashtags that you...
Hashtag hot kid
that you specifically place into the search bar.
Yeah, that's why I had to delete the app. There's too much evidence.
Right.
I had to get rid of it.
Yeah. Now Instagram Reels, that's a little different. That doesn't really. I don't know what the algorithm is on that. I think that's a little crazier.
But I will say the Instagram Reels, I look at the same stuff on Instagram, and all the women Instagram shows me are of age. So that is something interesting,
which is weird because Instagram it's like a lawless land on Reels, at least.
Yeah, it's lawless on Reels, but all the girls that are shown on my feed are like in their 20s and 30s. But on TikTok, for some reason, I've got like all these freaking children that are showing up on my feed. So I think there might be something to this lawsuit. Because
I'm reading now, the claim is that TikTok was apparently aware of the exploitation, but because they were making so much money off of it,
they just let it go.
Yeah. That's what the lawsuit says.
Yeah, I believe it. I 100% believe it. Yeah, it's gross. They're hot, but it's gross. And
just in time for Donald Trump to put a hold on the ban.
Oh, right. Yeah. Seriously. And you know how ironic is that, right? While he was in office, like they were fighting with China to get rid of it.
Yeah.
But because it helped him win, now he's like, we'll let it stay a little bit longer.
I mean, obviously my algorithm is a little different. I don't really know how it helped him win other than like crazy conspiracies that were spread through it, I would imagine.
Yeah, that, and also the podcast that he was guest on. They
That's
clipped
true.
out the clips that went out on TikTok, went
Yeah.
super viral. Yeah.
I can't even blame him for
Nah, he's a great guest.
He made the right call going on those shows.
Yeah.
And she just did not go on those shows.
No, yeah. And did you tell me this, or someone told me this, but I think Rogan asked Harris to be on his show too.
He asked, and they said okay, but only if Rogan goes to them, and he was like, no.
And then also only if he sticks to the script.
That part, I don't know. I didn't hear that, but it could be true.
Yeah.
Like maybe they wanted him to stick to specific questions, but how hard could he have possibly gone in on her
Right, exactly.
that she couldn't have easily just been like, that's not true.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
he's not a great debater.
He's not a great debater, and also if she legitimately had nothing to hide, like she's been saying her whole platform,
Right.
kind of shady.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it's shady. I think it's more of what could he have brought up where she would have been tongue twisted in the moment. Like, what could she have brought up that she wouldn't be able to answer?
Yeah, I mean, she did. Sorry. Yeah, she did a national debate with Trump, and
And
she handled that just fine.
yeah,
So why was she worried about what somebody would say
I
on a
mean,
free-flowing podcast?
I guess the argument would be she didn't really win that debate. He just lost it himself.
True.
She kind of just let him talk, and he started talking about cats and dogs, and then that was
I
that
know.
was kind of the end of it.
Sure.
But if Rogan's asking you questions, I don't know how much of a difference that would have been from any other debate where somebody's asking you.
Yeah, I agree. And it's also and also it wasn't you didn't have time restraint. You didn't have all these things that add pressure to the conversation. Like she could have taken her own time to answer these questions to
It's
have
3 hours long.
Yeah.
You have so much time to. It's also the reason that Trump did so well is like you're just hanging out with him.
Exactly. And I'm not a Trumper, but when I saw him on I think Flagrant, I watched him on Flagrant.
That's when I knew it was over.
Yeah, because I was like, man, he's just a chill dude.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's a piece of shit, but he's like a chill piece of shit,
Yeah.
Like, this is a side that I don't think anybody has ever seen of him.
Yeah.
And that's what was so important about that podcast.
Yeah.
Or I don't know about important, but that's what that podcast did.
It definitely changed the course of like how elections are going to go down you would hope that Democrats would see that and go, okay, next time we should have these guys on the podcast.
Yeah.
Because there's two sides, you could go on and bomb, or you can not go on at all. I feel like you're better off going on and bombing than not going on at all, because then you got a conspiracy theorist side, which is gonna be like, oh, there's a reason why they didn't want to go on. It's because they got so much to hide.
Yeah.
But then there's just like a regular Republican who's,
yeah, who could be swayed if they,
right.
I didn't get swayed, but I definitely saw a side of Trump that I never saw before.
Yeah.
And they sort of humanized him.
They did, because even now in the news, like he's not getting, like, the media, they don't, obviously they're still like anti-Trump or whatever, but it's not as much as it was before.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's because they just don't want to be as divisive. They don't.
Well, it's probably a mixture of the fact that they already did it so much 4 years ago.
It's
it's just old.
Right.
Or it could be the fact that, now people actually see him as a person. But either way, it was getting really annoying though. Like every single day Trump was in the news and something stupid happened, and then every single late night show would do 100 jokes about it.
Yeah.
And then every single open mic would have 1,000 jokes about
right.
it.
Well, now there's no reason to, you can still make jokes, but there's no reason for media to go after him as much, because it's like he can't get voted in again.
True.
Yeah. Who knows what'll happen in 4 years?
Yeah, if it's up to him, he's gonna be here. He's gonna be like fucking who's it? FDR. What did he do? 4 terms or? He's the only president that did more than 2 terms.
I don't know. We should clip that out.
Hold on.
4 terms?
Wait, hold on. Did FDR do 4 terms?
Oh, well, there was a president who I don't know the name, but I guess
it was Franklin D. Roosevelt.
One of the presidents passed away, and then he was president because he was the vice president, and then he got voted in.
No, I think we're talking about
two different things.
Yeah.
All right.
But FDR did do 4 terms. He remains the only president to serve for more than 2 terms. Unlike his first 2 terms, Roosevelt's 3rd and 4th terms were dominated by foreign policy concerns. I think this was during World War II.
Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully, that doesn't happen. So this will be the last time Trump is ever in office. But Never say never.
No. I mean, it's gonna be fun for
Yeah.
comedy at least.
That's comedy.
Well, depending on how you think of it.
Yeah, I take it as a joke, but have you hung out with people who get like super heated about Trump and the fact that he won?
Just family members.
Like,
I don't have any left leaning friends that are like, oh my god, I can't. I mean, conversations like this, like, oh my god, I can't believe it. But nobody that's like
full on shouting and
no. Have you seen that?
oh yeah.
On I forget it, Christmas Eve, I walked in and they go, "Why are you so late? Were you out screaming at the ocean or something like that?" Because apparently there was like a group of Kamala supporters
Just screaming at the ocean?
Yeah, it was like a group meeting where they screamed at, I don't know if it was screaming at the ocean or screaming at something, screaming at the trees.
God.
I don't know.
That's fucking dumb.
Yeah.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
Trust me, I wasn't happy about the fact that he won, but like, what can you do?
You're not screaming at trees.
Yeah, I'm not screaming at trees. I'm not gonna fight with somebody who didn't vote the same as me. I'm not like, what can you do? You're stuck with this for 4 years. You're stuck. Like,
I mean, there could be an argument made where it's like now you have like moral differences with somebody.
Yeah, but I figured that out when he won the first time, and I don't talk to those people anymore.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, you're still doing this.
Yeah.
All right. We gave you a second chance. We're friends, and you did it again.
Yeah, that's true. I just never gave those people a second chance after the first time, though. Like whenever I figured out those moral differences the first time he won, they were cut out of my life for good. So but now, I'll hang out with other left friends, and some are way left, and they're like yelling and shouting and screaming, and I'm like, what are you shouting at me for? I'm on the same fucking side.
Yeah.
Like, I get you're upset, but
yeah,
what is the point of this?
Yeah, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
But like there are people on the left, like if you're not showing enough anger towards it, you're on that
one
side.
of them.
Or if you're making jokes.
Yeah.
I got called racist because I was making jokes about the cats and dogs comment.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, that's the joke. The
Yeah,
joke is that it's dumb.
It's so
They're like,
stupid.
They're like, no, it's racist that you're even making the joke. I'm like, that doesn't. The point is that what he was saying was racist. So I'm making fun of the fact that what he said was racist. So how am I racist?
Yeah. Well, what was the joke?
I don't know. It was just like stupid me. Like, oh, I don't know. Like I'm at a restaurant. I'm like, I'm deciding on what to eat, cats or dogs or something. Cats or dogs.
Okay. Why is that racist?
Because it stems from Haitians eating the cats and dogs.
Right.
So me making fun of that
You're making fun of Haitians?
It somehow goes along with the racism. Even though I'm making him the butt of the joke, me mentioning it is still perpetuating the idea that
you're racist by association.
Right.
Yeah.
Which
it's fucking dumb.
found strange.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, now I can't make, like, I don't like I don't know how a comedian, I would be afraid to even be like, I'm just a regular guy making jokes.
Yeah.
Well,
as a comedian, you just stop caring at a certain point because you can't win either way.
Well, that's the thing though. You stop. I mean, I know you said 40 minutes, but
let's keep going.
We got 5 minutes.
Yeah, we got 5 minutes.
If you want to veer off into somebody who, what was the last thing you just said?
Comedians.
Oh, you said stop caring.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, for example, you have like Whitney Cummings. I don't know if you saw this, but she was on the New Year's Eve Rockin' Eve or whatever it's called. I don't know if it's Dick Clark's or no, it was like Anderson Cooper and and
Andy Cohen.
Right.
Yeah.
And they had her come on and like roast the year.
Whitney Cummings, really? I missed this.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if we whatever. We can't play it. I don't want to risk it, but but a lot of it was, the first few jokes were funny, whatever, edgy, however you want to, I don't, if you find it funny or not. And then towards the end, she tried to get like some conspiratorial jokes in
Ooh, on national TV on CNN.
on, I guess that's what channel it is.
Yeah.
But I didn't really think they were that crazy.
Okay.
I mean, I can look it up, but she like during the set, she was like, "Are the cameras still rolling?" And after every joke, she started to do that, and then she was like, "Oh, I'm so surprised CNN didn't take me off the air." And I was like,
Then why tell these jokes if you?
but it was like, it was kind of like we've experienced it at shows where a comedian comes out and they go, "These jokes are gonna be edgy, so don't get upset."
Yeah.
She kind of did one of those moments, and I'm like, is this who she's trying to become? Because
And that too, to use a national platform.
you finally get the opportunity, and I think that's what she saw it as. She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go viral for this. I'm gonna make these jokes, and then I'm gonna make these right-wing jokes, and either get both sides to love me, or get one side to love me, and now I just have to make this like right-wing grift."
Yeah. It's almost like she's clip chasing on national TV.
That's the vibe I got. She said something about, I can look it up, but she said something about why are all the president's chefs dead or something,
Okay.
which I don't really understand the meaning of.
Right.
What
was her punchline?
That was it. That was like,
Oh.
she was just she just started asking questions at the end.
Wow. Yeah, that's not even comedy at that point. What is that? That's just
Yeah, it kind of seemed like she's I mean, she's successful, so it's like, why try to veer off into like that universe? But
well, every comedian does go through that at some point in their career. They try to do some crazy shift because, comedy, just like anything else, gets stale after a certain point. And unfortunately, because of social media, you're always just looking for that next edgy thing to latch onto.
there's edgy,
Yeah,
and then there's just like, I'm gonna say this thing
just to say it.
to appear edgy. Like she had one good joke. She said it was amazing that the pro-choice party didn't give their voters one. That's hilarious.
It's amazing the pro-choice party didn't give their voters what?
She's talk. It was amazing that the pro-choice party didn't give their voters one.
Okay,
That's a good joke.
that's a really funny joke.
Like you're making fun of the left,
Yeah,
but it's not like, that's funny. I feel like everyone is kind of like, regardless of if you agree with how Kamala got in or whatever, it's a funny joke.
Yeah, it is a funny joke. It's a good joke. Yeah.
Kamala was forced on us so hard you'd think she was patented by Pfizer. So that's where it's funny.
Yeah. It's smart. It's very clever.
It's a good, like, you see Pfizer commercials all the time, and you kind of hit that conspiratorial crowd a little bit.
Yeah, she's definitely referencing the vaccine,
which is fine.
Yeah.
That's a funny joke. But then when you follow it up with, I have to, let me see. Of course, there was a moment for drones. I mean, they're still up there in the sky, so I guess we can rule out that they were made by Boeing. That was funny.
That's funny. Yeah, it's good.
I can't believe you guys are still letting me go. This is amazing. Yeah, then she like, now you're like, the jokes that she was telling were very tame, while she's talking about how, I can't believe the cameras are still rolling.
Oh, yeah. It's like your jokes aren't even that.
Right. Also, I'm pretty sure, like, I haven't been on TV, but, I would imagine that they are reading some of her jokes before she goes out there.
Oh, 100%. If she's even for live TV, all of that stuff has to be approved before she could say it.
Right. Maybe she went off the cuff for some of them.
I don't even think you can go off the cuff anymore.
Well, I think at some point she might have, because she started doing the whole chef's thing. But I think, like, people, nobody understood the references because they're like they're conspiracies. So the cameras didn't go off because nobody knows what the hell you're talking about. And it's not like the director behind or anybody behind the camera is like, oh, we got to shut this down because she knows about the.
She knows about the dead chefs.
It's like, who? If anybody were to know about it, it would be some fucking
17-year-old in his basement.
Or pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's crazy. That's crazy that uh that she even said like, I can't believe you guys are letting me go on, because that's such a crazy that's such a first of all, that's such a green thing for comedians to say when they're on stage. It's like,
Is I can't believe the mics. Yeah,
yeah, wow, I can't believe you haven't cut the mic off already, or it's such a green thing to say. Have confidence in your stuff. Say it, be confident, and if you're talking about some shit that nobody knows about, then don't be surprised that nobody's saying
Yeah.
anything to you.
the cameras are still on because nobody understands the jokes that you're making right now. But then it comes off as like, oh, it was super edgy.
Yeah, super edgy. That was so edgy, you didn't even get it.
But anyway,
Yeah, I was actually that show. You were there. We worked on that one.
that's why I was. Yeah, that's what's his name?
That comic. Yeah, what was it? Some sort of meat.
Name him right now.
This is like fucking Meatloaf, or
No, I think Meatloaf is dead.
he went by one name. What was the name? It was
I think,
T-Bone, Tomahawk. I don't know, some crazy ass.
I mean, we could look it up, but
it was a cut of steak.
how would we find it? Whatever, it would
Anyway,
take too long. Anyway.
But this fucking comic, he goes by the name of some meat. And he's like, he's probably what, like 50s, 60s, is a little bit older.
Yeah.
He comes on stage and he's just like, just so you know, a lot of these jokes are going to be edgy, okay? They're going to be really, but we're all having a good time. We're all having fun, right? And then he just goes into like men versus women jokes for like 10 minutes. And they're not even jokes. They're just stupid rants about his wife. And
nobody would find that edgy.
nobody found it edgy. Nobody found it funny. And the fact that he gave that disclaimer up top, I think made it worse. I think if he wouldn't have said, hey, just so you know, these jokes are going to be edgy, and he just did his shit, it would have still sucked, but it wouldn't have been as bad.
His wife would have been mad at him because she's like, these jokes are not funny. You're just talking shit about me.
Yeah, exactly.
But all right.
Yeah.
The old ball and chain over there.
So in your head, you think this is edgy?
It's just jokes it's just statements that she's gotten mad at home. So he's like, oh, you guys are not going to like this one. Nope. That was just your wife. She.
Yeah, you're just paraphrasing her. But yeah, no, I hate that disclaimer up top. If you're going to say, hey, just so you know, we're going to get a little crazy here, it's going to get dark or whatever, it better be dark. Because if it's not, it just makes you look like a fucking idiot.
I think the only time, even when they kind of go, I maybe shouldn't tell this joke, I can deal with that, because it's usually kind of dark. And it kind of, if it is that dark, it kind of makes it a little more palatable.
Yeah, yeah.
If you do that little bit, as opposed to just saying it.
Yeah.
Which, like, Jeff Ross kind of did recently on the Netflix thing, but it probably wasn't. I don't remember it being that edgy with the follow-up that he did one of those. I don't think actually it was, because he was making fun of the twins that got molested by their mom or dad, the Menendez brothers.
Oh,
Menendez
what
brothers?
What did he say again?
I don't remember, so I don't know why I brought it up.
Okay, yeah, but did he say that up top? He was like, "This is dark."
He was already making fun of them.
Okay,
and then he was like mid joke, and he's like, I don't.
Oh,
like,
yeah. I
like,
saw that. I remember.
He's like,
that.
I don't know if I should say this. I feel like it probably was like pretty dark.
Yeah, it was super dark. I forget the joke, but I do remember going, "Damn."
Yeah.
but yeah, like I said, it works. If it is an actual dark joke, it works.
Yeah.
But if it's not, it completely fucks up your whole set or whatever.
If it's about your wife who won't let you out of the house, then it's it's not that crazy.
Yeah, or it gets you sleeping in the doghouse for a month.
Oh no.
But yeah, well, the takeaway from this podcast is if you decide to be a stand-up comedian, don't name yourself after meat.
Nope.
No.
Actually, let me type in meat and see. Meat. Nope. Nothing.
Something with the.
We'll figure it out.
Uh,
Anyway, episode 2, we'll talk shit about him. We'll name him. We're not scared.
He stole that bottle of tequila. Damn.
Yeah, we can tell that story when we figure out his name.
All right. This will be much better in episode 2.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for tuning in to episode 1 of Raj Against the Machine. That's my producer, Eric Grisanti, who I thought was Mexican, and proved me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I should have known.
I'll wear a sombrero on episode 2.
Thank you.
Just to make it. Yeah, it's not like cultural appropriation. We're not making fun of anybody. It's just
because I actually thought you were it.
Right.
So it's okay for you to wear one.
And is it racist if you're some sort of a minority?
I don't think so. I think minorities can say whatever they want about people.
But if I'm the one wearing sombrero in your presence, does it make what I'm doing racist, or is it less racist because I'm doing it in front of you?
I think it's less racist because you're doing it in front of me.
I like that.
Yeah.
Can I say the N-word in front of you?
Sure. But if you say it, you better really hit that R at the end.
We'll clip it out. It'd be great if you somehow clipped it in a way where it looked like I said it.
Yeah, it's just a reaction of my face.
It's just the aftermath. Yeah.
Oh shit, he did it. But yeah, okay. Well, this was something.
I didn't hate it.
It definitely built up during the show.
I don't think you should edit anything. I know you're going to.
I'm 100% going to.
But as someone who watches podcasts, I don't think you need to edit anything.
Okay. All right.
You're gonna do it anyway.
There's definitely some dull spots here and there.
Well, I mean, that's.
How about I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you unedited. And you tell me if I should edit it or not.
I'm going to be honest, regardless of what you send me, I'm going to tell you to leave it as is, just because I like the aspect of, this was the ground. This was, they're riffing.
Yeah.
He's riffing. Talking about Astoria subway lines. It's fine.
The herpes story. That's something.
Herpes story.
Yeah.
Yeah. He clipped some things out of there. People do like the chatter back and forth. Not everything has to be a
cohesive
Oscar-winning performance.
Okay. All right. Hey, we're gonna put this pod out. We're putting it out unedited.
We're gonna edit an intro maybe.
Yeah, we should definitely add an intro.
Unless you want to go like first episode no intro, second episode we have an intro, outro.
Show the progress of it over time. I guess it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't even tell anybody that we're doing this.
Yeah. Maybe we put this on YouTube as unlisted.
What? I don't think you know what.
Hey, watch. If we put it unlisted and we'll still get 100,000 views, that means something.
That would be almost impossible because someone would need the URL to the podcast.
Yeah, but think of how great that fan would be if they went through the effort of finding that URL and for a podcast they don't know about.
How? What?
That's a solid fan.
We are fucked. If I put you in charge of this is how we do it differently. We want you
This is how we stand out.
We make barcodes for the URL, leave them all around New York, and it leads them to this episode.
On the subways and in Ubers and Lyfts, because now everybody's going to be on them.
We put the barcode on a billboard that's next to the congestion pricing sign.
Ooh, so it'll be like peak 950 at Raj Against the Machine.
Yeah. Damn, we have to make a whole social. We have to make a Instagram page.
It's a lot of work for a very, very subpar first episode, but this is what it takes. This is we're gonna get there.
It is what it takes.
We're gonna get there.
We went almost an hour.
Hey,
we're at 56 minutes.
All right, we got something.
And people talk about the time that they're going on podcasts sometimes.
Do they?
H3 does.
Okay, cool. I'll take your word for it because I don't listen to pods. I don't do pods.
I don't want to do anything you don't want to do, though.
No, I want to do these things.
Well, no, I didn't mean this.
Oh, right.
I meant on the technical side.
Oh, you meant anal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But all right. Well, let's sign off. This is episode 1 of Raj Against the Machine. Thank you guys for tuning in. And give it up for Eric. He's a good dude. And
didn't do any switching today. That was the whole point of me being here. But it's all right. Well, yeah.
But yes, we'll see you. We'll see you next week with some more garbage.
A lot of garbage.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. Sorry.
Cool. All right. Let's cut this bad boy.
All right. Goodbye.